You're willing to take most risks, but I understand you're increasingly concerned when you're doing a stunt with somebody else, when somebody else is involved. So like the Grand Canyon jump with Jolene, tell me about what you guys were doing and then what you thought was going to happen.
Grand Canyon jump was the closest I've ever come to have a heart attack. I lost.
Really?
I lost like all my motor skills, my vision. This is still while I was under canopy. So I went with Jolene, who's a good friend of mine, Nitro Circus. And I said, look, I want a girl that can go on the back of a street bike, and it'll be a cool closing to the 199 Lives movie we were making. Now, we had fun with it, but so we went, and she only had a chance to get 25, 26 skydives in. The minimum that they'd recommend is between 250 and 500 skydives before you do any base jumps, let alone a tandem base jump, let alone on a motorcycle off of a ramp. And every skydive person was like, you can't do that, you're gonna kill her, she's gonna die, you're gonna be responsible. And I'm like, I know Jolene, I know my friend, and I went to Jolene, I'm like, look, I don't want you to do this stunt. She's like, if you pull me from this stunt, I'm like, all right, just know what you have to do. And sure enough, things went a little wrong. She got caught on the motorcycle. She was stuck underneath the bike. And it's a few 100-pound motorcycle over her head. She doesn't have much skydive experience. She has 5 seconds to pull the chute. And I'm okay. I know I'm going to be fine. I'm just looking, and I couldn't pull the chute. I was watching her go down, and finally she opens up towards the rock wall, almost hits the rock wall, turns around, and for me, like literally my peripheral vision went in. I got lightheaded. I felt like I was going to have a heart attack, and that was like, okay, I was responsible for one of my best friend's lives, and I gave her the okay to do this, and I went against what everyone else had told me. And she hit the bottom. She was like, "That was the greatest thing ever," and she wasn't scared at all. And I hit the bottom, and I went down to hands and knees, and I'm thinking, Jolene, I could never do this again. Like that was insane.
Reading about that, it got me wondering. When you were much younger, you were in a car accident. Were you driving your car very fast late at night? You end up seriously injuring the passenger, injuries that the person will have for the rest of their life. To what extent did that play into any sensitivities you have now when you're doing stunts that involve other people?
At 18, I thought it was a great idea to get a Corvette. And, everyone said it was a stupid idea. I was like, no, I'll be responsible, I'll be mature. And, had a friend in the car, and some things happened that were outside my control, and I made some bad mistakes, and we were going way too fast. And I went into a tree, and I woke up, I was unconscious, and I'm sitting there, head's actually, hands, everything's dragged in the ground because the car was completely destroyed, and we're at a stop, and I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, blood everywhere, and I have my friend that's just yelling, I can't feel my legs, and it was the worst time of my life. That for the next year, like I really took a step back from everything, and I didn't want to be anywhere. didn't want to have friends at that point. Like I was, kind of just in my own world to say that I don't ever want to do that to anyone again. And now, Matt actually, as a positive as a person as he is, he took that, and he's a world-class athlete right now, where he's doing triathlons and mostly doing with the bicycle stuff, and he's in the Olympic Training Center all the time for the Paralympic team, and he's more motivated, more focused, and he said that coming back from that, he wishes now that he had half of the strength that he had to coming back from that and working so hard, just to be able to walk again. He wished he had that strength in motocross and knew how hard he had to work. And he's like, man, maybe I would have been, Ricky Carmichael or whatnot. And it's still tough for me to see, even though I feel like he's done great, and he's really excited. And he moved to California, and that's all he does is just ride his bicycle every day. And he's in a good place, but it's still hard for me to see that he's not ever able to be the person that he was before. He loved riding motorcycles, and he can ride, but it's not the same, and that's tough.